Hi, I'm Greg Schwartz. I help men to rock online dating. So, you're planning a first date and you're trying to figure out, how do I ask her and what do we do? A couple of things. First off, you're going to want to ask her with a specific ask. So you don't want to just say, hey, how about we go out on Thursday? You're going to want to say something specific like, how about we go out on Thursday and we see the new Van Gogh exhibition? Or how about we go out Saturday afternoon and we get some ice cream? Something like that. She might say yes if you just say, how about we go out, or how about we meet in person? But she's much more likely to say yes if you actually ask her for something she'll be excited by. Now, how do you figure out what she's going to be excited by? Okay, first off, hopefully from the conversation you've had so far, from looking at her profile, you have some sense of something she would enjoy. If you really don't, ice cream is actually a much better idea, or frozen yogurt, than let's go get drinks. A lot of women, particularly in big cities like San Francisco, New York, LA, they're tired of getting drinks. They're tired of getting coffee because so many guys ask them on coffee dates and go to bars. So if you really feel like you want to have alcohol involved, make it something interesting. Make it, we're going to go to a whiskey tasting bar rather than just we're going to go to a dive bar and get drinks. But really, if you can avoid alcohol, it's cheaper for you, and it's actually probably going to be a better date because you're both connecting. Second thing about picking a place to go and a thing to do is you want to do something where you can interact. And you can interact without too much lock-in. So what I mean by that is dinner is bad, even though you can interact a lot, it's bad because you're locked in. If you meet and within 10 minutes, both of you are just going, this person is not the person for me, then you actually can't really run out of there unless you want to be really rude and just say, all right, please cancel the dinner that we just ordered, bye, and the restaurant's not going to be happy with you. So you want to do things that have a certain amount of connection involved. Walking around in the park is a great idea. You can have a little bit of interaction with the things in the park, but you can also focus on each other a lot. Doing things like, let's go to a coffee shop is okay, but it's a little bit intense and there's not a lot, to really connect the two of you other than the two of you. So what I usually suggest is things like, let's go get ice cream or smoothies or frozen yogurt or something like that and go walk in a park. Because that's a good amalgamation of, it's a different activity and it's a way to get a little bit of outside interesting things happening while still allowing you to focus on each other. Going and seeing a movie? Awful. Don't ever do that for a first date. Dinner? Same thing. In fact, in general, don't do a meal for a first date. Now let me be clear. If the first date goes well, you can always turn it into a meal. So if you say, go to a wine bar, which by the way is better than just getting drinks. If you go to a wine bar, and then you're both having a great time, you can say, hey, I'm really having a good time. How about we go get dinner? So you can turn it into that, but you don't want the date to be planned as that. So what you're going to do, you want to think about all those things, and you also want to think about what you can do that is going to allow you two to connect without having too much lock-in and without having too much quiet, you could call it. Also, without having too much noise around you. You don't want to be going to, say, a monster truck rally for a first date, because then it's going to be hard to focus on each other because there's so much going on around you. So if you're really just like, I don't know, now I'm really lost. Ice cream, walk in a park, frozen yogurt, one of those is a great easy date. Now, second thing is, you're going to ask her on the date. You want to pick a place. So it's not just get frozen yogurt. It's going to be get frozen yogurt at a certain location, but that's only if you know where she lives. If you don't, then you want to just suggest, how about we get ice cream? And then when she, how about we get ice cream? Let me try this one more time. How about we go on a date and get ice cream and then walk in a park? The word date is important. A lot of women complain about not knowing if it's a date. So you actually really want to be very specific and clear. This is a date. Here's what we're going to do. And then once she says yes to that, you then say, great, where do you live? Or if it's after work, where's your work? And you want to pick a place at minimum halfway between the two of you, but you really want to lean more towards close to her. Now, you don't need to ask her, what's your address, and then pick the ice cream shop that's downstairs from her apartment. It doesn't have to be that close, and it shouldn't actually be that close in general. She'll feel a little bit invaded. But you want to do at least her neighborhood. It feels really good for her. One, because a lot of men won't do that. They'll just be like, oh, how about the bar next to me? And then she has to go all the way over to where you are. And it feels very good and very caring that you'll ask, where do you live or where do you work? Great, I'll find a place near you. And so you then say, you then do that. You go, find the wine bar, find an ice cream shop, find a park, find a lake to walk around, whatever it is, near her. And then you let her know that. So you've done step one, come up with an idea that you think she'll enjoy, that allows you to connect without having too much lock-in and without having too much noise. Two, you've asked her on a date using the word date explicitly, and she has then agreed to that date. And by the way, in step two, you told her what the date's going to be. Step four, after she's agreed, you say, great, where do you live or where does your work? And then, awesome, I'll go find a place. And then the last step is you let her know the place. And then have some communication in the days up until the date, at least to text every other day of just excited to see you, a little bit of conversation about her day and your day. And then the day before the date, or if it's an evening date, the morning of the date, you want to send her a text. You want to send her a text that is very specific. What most guys do is, hey, still up for our date? The challenge with that is, a lot of the time, women are feeling a little bit of cold feet, and so they'll say, ooh, I have an out. He said, are you up for it still? I can say no. And by the way, this isn't even in a mean way. It's scary to meet someone new. Even if you're excited about them, there's some fear there of what's going to happen. So instead of doing it that way, you simply want to send her a text saying, hey, looking forward to seeing you at place, at time. Looking forward to seeing you tonight at Moe's Ice Cream Shop at 7 p.m., whatever. That way, you're not giving her that out so that she can flake on you. And you're reminding her of the location and of the time so she doesn't have to scroll back through her texts to find out, wait, when am I meeting this guy again? So let's go over those steps again just to make sure you're with me. First, you pick an activity you think she'll like. Second, you ask her on the date using the word date and tell her the activity that you're proposing. Third, she says yes, and then you ask her, great, where do you live or where's your work? And then, awesome, I will find a location. Once you have the location, you send her another text with, here's the location and here's the time again. And then the day of or the day before, day of if it's an evening date, and night before if it's a morning or mid-afternoon date. Day before or day of, you send her a text with a reminder, looking forward to seeing you tonight, whatever, at location, at time. Got it? All right, if you got questions, let me know. And good luck. Oh, and also, come back before the date, because I've got a video for you to really get you ready for that date.